In this video, I'm going to be telling you why MSC Cruises is so good. Hi guys, it's Shipface here, and in this video I'm going to be telling you why MSC Cruises is so good. Now I have a couple of reasons for that. One of them is that they are coming into the UK market due to the pandemic. They bought their brand new ship and they've really forced that, they've got that new terminal and whatnot. And I'm also going to go into prices, food and service, so stay tuned to find out why MSC Cruises is so good. So let's get into number one, and that is that they're really dominating the UK market for cruises that compare to them. So I'm talking Royal Caribbean, Norwegian. Am I saying that right? So I'm not comparing to people like P&O, because obviously P&O I would say is the biggest UK cruise. Not 75% of the cruises are probably done a P&O cruise, and most of them do it all the time. For me, I started with Royal Caribbean, so I did that. I done P&O twice. Not too sure on it, but it all depends on preference. But so I originally did MSC from Italy and from Barcelona, so they didn't really have any market in the UK. But then due to COVID, they had that long break. We all know about that. But then in the UK, MSC Cruises started up in the UK first, 2 or 3 months before anyone else. They started in May, and then other cruise lines didn't come to July, I think. This is just off the top of my head. And they got their brand new ship, MSC Virtuosa, and it really only if you want to do a cruise, you can only do it with MSC for the first 2 months. So that really helped them put a footstep into the cruising UK market. And then they got the new terminal, and then they kept bringing MSC Virtuosa. They done it for a year round. And then also you're looking at other cruise lines, Royal Caribbean. If the rumours are true, this is rumours, in 2025 they're bringing a smaller ship with Independence of the Seas. So is that not lack of sales, but less sales due to MSC Virtuosa being a more dominant, taking some of their passengers, hence cheaper prices. Shorter cruises, because I know Royal Caribbean do quite a few 2-week cruises, but it's mainly the price. If you look at Royal Caribbean, you look at MSC, the prices are not a world apart, but they are not. Royal Caribbean is way more expensive, so maybe that's people are shifting over to MSC. And then they're also bringing MSC Arubia here for the winter season. So MSC are really staying here year round, which is really good to see. And yeah, it just depends if they keep on bringing. You never know, they could bring a second ship. I don't know if there is the customers for that just yet. But if Royal Caribbean bring a smaller ship, then there's more passengers that want to be on a ship. So they could bring, but I don't think they want to bring one of their smaller ones, because they do like the Magnifica, because that was originally supposed to be here, and I think I was booked on it. And then it got changed to Virtuosa when it restarted. So, yeah, that was one of the things I think MSC are really pushing the UK market. And it'll be really interesting to see in the next few years what sort of ships they bring here. I'm hoping a World Europa. You never know. You can wish. But they're more for winter. Not more for winter, more for summer. Hence, the Oasis class and whatnot. Now, prices. Now, the 3 cruise lines I said, compared to each other, Norwegian, MSC and Royal Caribbean. Norwegian don't really come from the UK much. They do, and sometimes it's the Norwegian Prima, which is just so expensive. So I don't really count them in this. I'm talking the 2 main people that come here, May to October, MSC and Royal Caribbean. Those are my biggest comparable. Now I've literally been on MSC Virtuosa and Anthem. I'm going to do a whole comparison video of both ships, so if you are booking in 2024, I can help you out, and so you can choose which ship you want to do. But this is just on average prices, nothing proper into detail, but I will be doing that in that video, so stay tuned for that. So prices with MSC, one good thing about them is that it's all included. When you book it, the price that you see is gratuities, ports and tax fees, it is everything. Also including food. Yes, you have to do for drinks packages and whatnot, but then you can have the option to add a drinks package. But with Royal Caribbean, you see the base price on the internet, then you got to, once you've typed in all your details, you see the gratuities add on depending on how long your cruise is, depending on how much it adds on. Like if you're doing 2 weeks, it's almost £200-300. If you're doing 3 nights, it's like 50-60 quid. So it depends on your cruise how much it adds on, but yeah, it's depending on your budget, it can add quite a bit on. But with MSC, you see it all in one. Then also, it's with the drinks packages. You can go on the MSC site or My Carnival Cruise, and you can literally just do a service with no drinks, so you can get the lower package. Because like with me, I don't need the all-inclusive package. Or you can do the fare plus drinks package, and the prices are really reasonable, if I'm being honest with you. And you can do it with all standards of cabin up to Yacht Club, because Yacht Club comes automatically with deluxe package anyway. So yeah, it's just good to see it all as one price. Where Royal Caribbean, once you've booked, and only once you've booked, you get to see the prices. There is something now where you can do it, but you can only do it on the phone. So if you call up Royal Caribbean, you can say, I want to book this cruise, I want to add the package, but then you don't see it all on the website, so you can do your research and then go to a travel agent, My Carnival Cruise, or their website to see it. But you only have to confirm with Royal Caribbean to add that deluxe package to the party cruise, and you can only do that once you've booked your cruise. If you don't do it when you book your cruise, so you book on a website, you can only see the price of the drinks package after you've booked. So that's one good thing with MSC, is you see all the gratuities. You can see the prices with or without drinks, all inclusive package. So it's not the other ones, but it is still good. You get to see that will be the most expensive package, so anything under will be cheaper. So I think that's good, and so you see it all as one base price, and you know how much you are going to pay for that cruise. And like I said, Royal Caribbean, where you're going through, typing in your details, seeing the gratuities, and you can't see how much the drinks are going to cost you till you've booked your cruise. So it's just, I think MSC have a little better system with that, and it definitely would push me towards booking with MSC, which I have done in October. So yeah, prices are definitely, and for like 7 nights, if you do like a week cruise MSC, you can get all drinks for like between £700 and £900. That might be an Ocean View or something. So it's really reasonable, if I'm being honest. And also that depends on summer holidays, not holidays, but it would be around £700 to £900. Maybe in some holidays might be just over 1,000, but apart, you don't really go further than that. One good / maybe bad thing, depending on how you look at it, is some of the activities you have to pay for on MSC. The F1 simulator, 4D cinema, and the bowling, you do have to pay for, and it is quite expensive. £12 for the F1 simulator. I think it's £5 for the 4D cinema, and I think it's £35 for bowling and 55 quid. So 35 for half an hour, 55 for an hour, which is really expensive. You go down like 10-pin bowling, it's like, I know that it was on the cruise ships, so there's less of them, so technically, but it's a lot of money for bowling, if I'm being honest. And to fair, the lane isn't even that great, but it's on a cruise ship, so yeah. But then you look at it both ways. So if you want to use those, it is a bit annoying, you have to charge for it. But then if you are someone that doesn't use the activities, like you have no interest in F1, you don't have interest in bowling, you pay less going on MSC than you would do Royal Caribbean. Yes, some of the included activities may be a bit better, hence like the theatre shows and whatnot, but you're paying more on Royal Caribbean for that. So on MSC, you're getting some activities you have to pay for, but you're getting a cheaper fare. So depending on what you want to do and what you're interested in, MSC might be a better way to go, because you don't want to pay for activities you're never going to use. So it depends how you look at it. With me, it's not annoying, but it's just a bit of an inconvenience. You can do something before the cruise if you are interested. It is £72. It's called a fun pass, and actually, so you pay £72, but you actually get 140 quid on board. So that is something very to look into. I did it on my June cruise, and to be fair, I struggled to spend that much money in 7 days because the bowling was always booked up. It's not my fault. If you actually go there at the time it opens, you can get a bowling lane. But I was always just going at like 5 o'clock and saying, "Do you have anything for tomorrow?" And it's all gone. So you have to be ready to get bowling because they only release it the next day for the next day. You can't just get on there and book up for the whole week or whatever. So yeah, it's you have to be prompt because a big chunk of that will be bowling, and because I didn't do bowling, it was quite a lot to spend. But I just did loads of F1s. So yeah, it depends how you look at that. About if you want to pay for activities or you don't. Then it depends if you want to go like Royal Caribbean, where 95% of the things are included, and MSC is just a bit lower. Now we come to service. Now, if you're paying a less fare, you're not going to get as great service if you're paying a higher fare. I think that's just pretty self-explanatory. But I do see recently, I'm in a lot of MSC Virtuoso forums. I joined a lot of them when they first happened. And at the beginning, especially at the beginning of this year, or maybe the end of last year, because MSC's been here, MSC Virtuoso has been here since May last year. So I was seeing a lot of complaints at the beginning of May last year of the service, the speed, and they call it MSC Q or something. Q, I can't remember. But recently, I've not seen. Obviously, there's obviously people that aren't going to be happy. That's just life. But I've seen less and less and less and less complaints. I don't know if it's just MSC finally everywhere got started. I work in hospitality at the moment. Getting staff is an absolute nightmare. So I can't imagine what the cruise lines are like. Because I remember coming back from COVID, they had so much struggle. Yeah, when they could fill a ship of 700 people for 4,000, yes, they could. They had enough staff, but then as soon as the capacity started going up, they were struggling for staff. I can be in hospitality. I can like, what's the word? I feel what they're feeling basically. I don't know if that's the right thing, but yeah, I've been seeing the service is being a lot better. So that's really good to hear. And yes, like I said, if you're paying less money, there's going to be less staff, blah, 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 blah. You may wait an extra 2 to 5 minutes for a drink, but really, is that going to ruin your holiday? And also with MSC, you can also have 2 drinks at once on the package. So just get 2, double park yourself. Then you don't have to go back and wait in another 10 minutes or wait for someone to come around. Then you just get 2, and then you can just enjoy your evening. And then when they come around again, get another 2. Like, there's just ways around it, the loopholes and whatever. So yeah, but like I said, I'm seeing that the service is being better, the food is looking good, that what I'm seeing, and I'm seeing people enjoying themselves on board MSC Virtuoso. We're coming through the busy period, and I really haven't seen anything. I just looked before I filmed. I haven't seen really that many of people complaining. I've seen more positive posts at the moment, which is really good, because I really like what MSC are doing. They, for the younger people, they want not cheaper fares, but they want less fares than the other cruise lines. And especially for me, being younger, doing the solo cruises on them, I really like what they do, and they do the solo ones, and they do really good rates as well for solo travellers. So I really like MSC as a cruise line. So when people were just slating it left, right, and centre, it was a bit like, oh come on, they're trying in the UK market. So yeah, it's good to see that the service is improving on the ship, and hopefully it stays like that. But I will definitely be checking that in October, seeing how good the service is. I am luckily in the Yacht Club, so I will leave to see what the service is like outside the Yacht Club, because Yacht Club is always great, no matter how busy it is. So that is definitely something to look into. And the last thing I'm talking about is why MSC is so good, is the Yacht Club. Genuinely, I've been lucky enough to be in the top suite on Royal Caribbean. I have seen top suite on P&O. My parents did it, so I was kind of there, but just not in the room. What other rooms? Those are the main 2 cruise lines I think I've seen. I think I've done suites on other cruise lines that I wasn't there. And then I've done the Yacht Club on MSC Virtuoso. And by far, Yacht Club is the best suite service you will ever have on a cruise ship. If you're on there and you're staying in a Wall Street, I said a Wall Street, no street, suite, a Wall Suite. Sweet, yeah, that's right. It's and you're looking, and you're seeing those emails pop up saying, "Oh, bid for Yacht Club, bid for Yacht Club." I would genuinely stay in a balcony than one of the bigger ones outside, because the Yacht Club is genuinely the biggest like game changer. The ship you will get a completely different holiday, a completely different experience in the Yacht Club. Yes, it does come at a price, and I'm lucky enough to have done it 3 times and doing it a 4th in October. But genuinely, you won't want to not sail on MSC again, not in the Yacht Club. I am doing it straight afterwards though, so I don't want to sound like that. But I'm literally getting off Virtuous and flying to another one straight afterwards. So yeah, it's if you're seeing those little bids or you're really thinking, is it worth the money? 100% yes. We've done the suite on Independence. You get the suite lounge, you get a good concierge, but it's not the same. The Yacht Club having the private bar, the private restaurant, the private pool deck with a hot tub, it's literally with an outside eating area as well. You can never not find a seat. Even when, if you've seen my review of the Yacht Club recently, we were there and it was 100% sold out at the Yacht Club. And yet, no matter where you went, you could always find a seat. Never waited for dinner, never waited for a seat, never... Even when it was sunny outside, we never struggled for a seat. So if you are thinking about the Yacht Club, do it if you can afford it. But definitely, if you're on the fence and you're like, is it worth it? Yes, it is. 100%. You will love it. So definitely, Yacht Club. I'll say it's generally one of the best things about MSC. So those are the things I think are so good about MSC Cruises. If you disagree with me or you agree with me, put in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think about MSC Cruises. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see, please press the like button and subscribe to our channel. It's very much appreciated and it really does help me out. I'm also on Instagram, TikTok and Twitter, so links in the description below to go and follow me on those platforms. Thank you so much for watching. It's been Shipfaced here, and I'll see you guys in the next video.